Hey, this is Stephen Galindo, and I had something cross my mind that I wanted to share with you. And this is really aimed at people who may be considering getting married or engaged or something like that. And I know that may not be most of you, but I thought it'd be kind of good for you to know. If you're thinking about binding your life to somebody else's life, you might want to ask yourself a few questions. Like, say, for instance, what do they do for me emotionally? And what do I do for them emotionally? How do they benefit me spiritually? And how do I benefit them spiritually, if at all? Do they better my life, or are they going to be a burden in my life? I know a lot of people, when they fall in love, they think the other person's going to be a blessing. But you got to ask yourself things like, are they going to be beneficial to me financially, or no? Is it going to be a financial drain? What do they do for me socially? And what do I do for them socially? These are just questions that you ought to ask yourself. Finances, emotions, uh, social relationships, things like this are just really, really important. Are they comfortable with debt, or are they trying to get out of debt? Are you comfortable with debt? Are you trying to get out of debt? Do you like taking care of things as soon as they pop up, problems that need to be addressed, or do you kind of tend to ignore them and let them go on? And what do they do with problems like that? These are good questions to consider. And I would not just ask myself, I probably would ask my friends and family members who've met this person that I'm seeing and ask for their opinions on, because sometimes love colors us. There's an old saying that says love is blind, but I've noticed it's also deaf and dumb. Generally, when you start feeling that special feeling towards somebody, you're not really thinking real clearly about what do they do for me, what do I do for them. All you see is sunshine and roses, and that's not reality. But one thing that I would recommend, because I know a lot of young ladies who have children, and they want to get involved in a relationship with somebody, ask yourself this question: is this person that I'm seeing, let's pretend, for instance, that you did get married, and let's pretend, for instance, that they adopted your child, and let's pretend that you were suddenly taken out of the picture a couple of years from now, and your child was left in the care of this person that you're dating or considering dating. One of the things that you might want to ask yourself is, if you're a woman, is this the kind of man that I want raising my sons? Is this the kind of man I want my son to grow up to be? Is this the kind of man that I would feel comfortable leaving my daughter with, knowing that he would love her and care for her as best he could, as if she were his own blood for the rest of his life? You know? And if you're a man with children, you got to ask yourself that about the woman that you're seeing. Is this the kind of woman that I want my daughter to grow up to be? Is this the kind of woman that I would want raising my children if I were suddenly taken out of the picture and I was no longer able to raise them because I got sick and died or killed or something like that, and this person was responsible for my kids? Is this the person that I would feel comfortable leaving them in the hands of? These are just some basic questions that you ought to be think about and consider if you're thinking about marrying or remarrying, because it's a big commitment, and if children are involved, it's a gigantic commitment, and it's something that worth considering. Something I've learned down through the ages, and I hope that what I shared with you is a blessing to you. Shout out to Plains Tactical, Amarillo, Texas, and my friend Bruce. This is Sacred Wisdom. I'm Steve Galindo. God bless you.